this is Jeff with Radical Honesty, and I'm on the topic of gun violence in America. I was going to talk about compassion, but there was some big news concerning guns and laws concerning guns the last few days. First, the Supreme Court basically overturned New York State procedure that made it more restrictive to apply for a permit for concealed weapons. Now, this has ramifications to other states in the union that make it a little bit more difficult to carry that permit. The second comes from legislators, okay? After decades, they finally came to some agreement that it will make it a little bit harder for someone to get a gun. Now, what do I think about it as a believer in Jesus Christ? You know what? I hate gun violence, okay? I wish there was no guns, okay? I wish that, as Jesus said, guns would be, they didn't have guns back then. Spears would turn into plowshares, okay? And just get rid of it, okay? But what it shows is that there's a real problem in America, and not only in legislation, but in American culture, okay? And how power is kept in America. First of all, I think one of the problems is that in American history, guns have played a prominent role. In our founding years, the revolution, okay, guns, Civil War, guns, World War II, guns, like that. Even Hollywood loves guns, You want to think of some, movies, that glorifies guns, anything, okay. I love Keanu Reeves, okay, as an actor, but his big movies all have guns, Matrix, he's like, moving away from the bullets. And then there's the John Wick series, John Wick 1, John Wick 2, John Wick 3, then John Wick 4, okay? And there's probably like dozens of people being shot with one bullet every 15 minutes, okay? Americans love it, okay? And you can't say, oh, wow, let's make legislation against movies, okay? Hollywood would never do that because it makes money. You see, that reveals something about what the Hollywood understands. They know that it's sort of feeding gun violence frenzy in America, feeding the violent tendencies in Americans. But it makes money, Everyone wants to see that. They don't want to see some, non-violent movie where they just maybe slap people. They want to see blood. It's part of our culture, and it's the bad thing about American culture. You see, for me, as a follower of Jesus Christ, it's more than just legislation. It's the heart. It's the values of the culture. It's the violence of the culture that need to be changed. But it's really hard because money is involved and power is involved. In terms of legislation, you see that. Democrats and Republicans, they come to some agreement recently, but it's after like 20 years, because each side is dug in to represent the groups of people that support them. Some people want don't restrict my ability to carry a gun. And then I says, no, we got to get rid of guns, And it's really hard to get any sort of agreement because each side will see that if I give up on this, it's going to look bad to my constituency. Here's what I think. Believers in Jesus Christ should aim for the general safety of all people. We call that common grace. I don't care whether it's in the Constitution or not. Constitution is not a perfect document, okay? It happens to be a document in our founding father, and that's one of the problems of government. We have founding documents that were probably good at a certain time. That's not good now, okay? But you know what? It's really hard to change because it's part of the Constitution. I think, from my point of view, we should restrict guns, and we should make any sort of crime involving guns really, bear the punishment of the law, time, You gotta make it harder for people to get guns. You gotta punish people who use guns for violence.